What's up, guys? I have a very cool knife for you today. It is the North Arms Knives Skaha. I guess that's the date right there. Made in June, so pretty new. This is the version 2 with the wire clip and the shortened flipper tab and the sharpening choil. I think those were the only difference between the 1s and the 2s. S35VN. Got this high polish blade with CNC milling lines, made in British Columbia. It's a nested liner, or a nested lock bar. There's the lockup. And it's got this flat detent ball that I guess the Grimsmo knives have. You really only see that in, I think these two are the only ones that I know of that have that. I'm sure there's some other custom ones, but this is almost like a custom knife. They make them in small quantities. But if any of you, I remember the first video when Nick Shabatis first reviewed this knife. He basically, the action, it wasn't, I mean, it was kind of like this, but then he took it apart and cleaned it up and it just fell shut. So, and after that video, I actually went on the website and there was Skaha 1s available. That was back when there were Skaha 1s. And I could have just ordered one right then, and I was like, never mind. But after that, they were like sold out forever. So, got this on the secondary market, actually from the Apostle P. He was selling it, so he does knife sales all the time. But let me take this. This is more of a, I'm not going to go into like a full review because this review this knife has been reviewed a lot, but I'm gonna take it down and try to get that same free fall action that I know this knife is capable of. So this is a T8 here, and it feels pretty loose. But let's try these. These look like T8s. Yeah, these are T8s. I think the pivot is a T9, so we're gonna take this off. Nice big beefy screws, so that's good. Let's get a T9 out, just have it ready. I might not have a T9, crap. Have a T10, maybe it is a T10. Yeah, it's a T10, okay, good. Because I don't have a T9 on me right now. So T8 body screws and a T10 pivot. So very good Canadian, my Canadian brothers with this hardware. And with this pivot, I actually want to see what will happen if I just had the pivot real loose. See if that, no, it needs lubrication. So the action is very snappy, so that tells me it's probably got good lock bar, good lock bar strength on it. Now this should just come open. Let's deploy the knife and relieve the lock bar pressure. Alright. Let's find my pry tool that I did some ano work to. It's really weird. This knife should be coming apart. Well, let's take the other side out. Maybe that's holding it in. Okay. Now it really should come apart. I don't know what's going on. There, I feel it. There we go. It's very tight. It's got alright, good, I got it out. It's got a steel washer where the ball bearings run, so that's good to see. And these are buried in there. That's why it's like so hard, because it's the G10 is gripping on it. So there's that detent. So it's as you can see, it's a flattened. It's not a ball. It's just a flattened piece of metal. It almost reminds me of the Brian Nadeau, his type of lock bar, or he's got a similar thing that he does. All this metal stuff fits very tight in this G10. It's not a captured pivot, but oh, it's on both sides. You screw it in on both sides. Okay. It's kind of weird how they do that. So it screws in here and then it screws in there. So, and it's free spinning. I didn't know that about it. Let's get this alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this a good cleaning, and I'll come back when I'm get ready to assemble it. Oh, you know what? This holds that in there. That's pretty cool. And this appears to be stainless here. So, alright, I'm going to clean it up, and then when I'm ready to assemble it, I will come back to the video. Alright guys, I got it all cleaned up, so gonna use the knife pivot lube on this. Been having pretty good success with this stuff, so we'll see how it works on this. Okay. Just wanted to show the blade here. Those ball bearings have already gotten a pretty good track in there, and that's where the detent flat part sticks in there. And there's no ramp or anything on the lock face, but yeah, those bearings have raced a track right in there. So I'm gonna put the stop pin on this side if I can get it out. Nope, never mind, I'm not gonna even try. It's wedged in there pretty hard. So we'll get it on the side. Alright, now I'm gonna put them right there. Put some more on this side. Okay. Alright, now this stuff should fit together. So yeah, everything is pressed in this G10. It makes it very tight fitting knife. There it goes. Alright, So here's the pivot. Just put it in loosely. This is the T10. One good thing about the it going into the G10, like, and being so tight like that, is once it's pressed in there, it doesn't really move. So alright, I'm just gonna, everything should go back together like without a problem. So no, it's not centered yet. What I like to do is use my little wedge tool and put a cloth over there, and then just kind of wedge it in the blade while I'm screwing these body screws in. Alright, let's see what we got. It's still off-centered, but let's see if I tighten down the pivot, if it comes. Yeah, there we go. That's awesome. I like it when a knife just goes back to center easily. So this one isn't as drop sheddy as other ones that I've seen, but it still fires out of there, and it might just need some. It's still very good action. Like I said, that detent, it just makes it fire right out of there, but it doesn't guillotine shut. So I'm not really worried about that. In fact, I just tightened the pivot more because I didn't want any blade play. But I'm sure with breaking in, it will do better. And also, that'd be cool to have a thumb stud. Also, this lock bar tension could need to be adjusted. So that's something that I might consider doing, but that's a little off-center now. I tighten it too much. I needed to tighten the other side. Okay. So you kind of have to do a little balancing act between this side and this side to get the blade get the blade centered. Okay, there we go. That's pretty good. Solid. And I think it's, yeah, I think it is better action. Maybe the knife pivot loop needs some time to get in there. So yeah, it actually does feel smoother. So, alright guys, this is, or one thing I am going to say about this knife is that with these milling grooves here, if you cut through material, it can get stuck in this these milling lines. I think they're cool to look at, but not very good for if you don't want any stuff on your blade, because I don't like to have a lot of stuff on my blade. So that's one thing. But cool knife. Ergos are very good. Fits very good in the hand. Jimping is very effective, and just a very good knife. Now, I bought this for $175. Do I think it's worth that much? It's hard to say, because this is, like I said, this is almost like a custom, and they're very limited quantities. But if this was a manufactured knife, I would say this is about $120 knife. But it flips great and has good action, so I like it. Alright guys, you guys have a good one. See ya.